Hello everyone, here's a question on rational numbers. The question is, find 5 rational numbers between minus 4/5 and minus half. Now, this type of questions are really important for exams. They may change the numbers. In place of minus 4/5 and minus half, they may give you some other numbers, but method of finding the rational numbers between two rational number is same. There are other methods, but this method I feel is much easier to find the more rational numbers. So here they are asking us to find the 5 rational numbers. Now, important point, I have seen many comments saying that when we find a rational numbers between two given rational numbers, my answer is wrong. Maybe because my answer doesn't match with their answer or the teacher's answer or the textbook answer. But remember, between two rational numbers there are infinitely many rational numbers, right? So it's not necessary that my answer should match with your answer. For example, let me just give you example. If I ask you to write 5 numbers between 1 and 100, so between 1 and 100 we have only finite numbers. So I may write numbers from 2 to 7, let's suppose, and you may write a numbers from 90 to 95. So here our answers are not same, but they lie between 1 and 100. Similarly, when you're writing a rational numbers between two rational numbers, it is not necessary that your answer should match, but make sure that this number lies between these two. Again, there are infinitely many rational numbers between any two given rational numbers. So it is not possible to write all the numbers, right? So we're just writing few of them. In this question, writing only 5. So let's see how to find out this. So the first number is minus 4/5 and the second number is minus half. So the first step is you have to check if the denominators are same. We can see that they are not same. For the first rational number we have 5 in the denominator, and for the second one we have 2. If they are same, then you can leave this step and you can jump to the second step. In this case they are not same, so we have to make the denominator same. And how we can do it? We'll find the equivalent rational numbers of these two numbers, minus 4/5 and minus half. I hope you all know how to find equivalent rational number. We can find that by multiplying the numerator and denominator by same number. But what is that number? We want denominators to be same. So we'll find the LCM of the denominator. In this case it is 5 and 2. So first step is to find the LCM of the denominators, which is equals to 10. Now the second step, I'll find the equivalent rational number of minus 4/5, where the denominator will be equals to 10. Okay, I need 10 in the denominator. Now, how to find the equivalent rational number? You have to multiply the numerator and denominator by same number to find the equivalent rational number. But in this case we want 10. So with 5, what we should multiply to get 10? It is 2, right? So we'll multiply 2 in the denominator and the same number you should multiply in the numerator. Now minus 4 times 2 is minus 8. We get minus 8 tenths. Next number is minus half. Same procedure. We need 10 in the denominator. With 2, what we should multiply to get 10? We know that 2 times 5 is 10. So multiply 5 in the numerator too. Now minus 1 times 5 is minus 5. Now observe. Denominators we got same. We have minus 8 in the numerator, minus 5 in the numerator on this side. But between minus 8 and minus 5, how many numbers we can write? We have minus 7, we have minus 6. We got only 2 numbers, right? But in the question, they asked us to find 5 rational numbers. But here we opened only 2. So how to increase this? How to find more? So what we will do? We will again find the equivalent rational number of minus 8 tenth and minus 5 tenth. Remember, we are finding the equivalent rational number. Equivalent means they all are equal, but they are in other form. Now this is simplified form, but this is not simplified form. So minus 4/5 is equals to minus 8/10. Now again I find the equivalent rational number of minus 8 by 10. If you get 5 numbers between these two numbers, then you can stop the procedure here. Now since we didn't get, we are finding again the equivalent rational number. So we have minus 8 by 10. Now here we don't have to find the number with the same denominator, because we have a same number here in the denominator, so we don't have to find the LCM. But make sure whatever number you're multiplying, you should multiply with both numbers with the same number. For example, like in this case, I'll multiply here with let's take 3. So equivalent rational number can be found by multiplying the numerator denominator by same number. Now here I'll multiply, you can multiply with any number. In the here I'm multiplying with 3. So that is why I said my answer may not match with your answer, because in this step I'm multiplying with 3, you may multiply with 4 or 10, it varies. Okay, so here minus 24 over 30, and here we have minus 5 by 10. Now remember, we want the same denominator, which means here also we have to multiply the denominator and the numerator by same number. So we get minus 15 by 30, right? Now here we got 30. If you multiply with some other number here, the denominator will change. So we have to make sure the denominators are same. Now between minus 24 and minus 15, we can find 5 rational numbers. Now if I take the more number, the greater the number I take, I have taken here 3, so I got the difference, a little bit like a much difference here. If I multiply this, instead of 3, if I multiply with 10, I will get minus 80 by 100, and this side I'll get minus 50 by 100. And you can see that the gap between minus 80 and minus 50 is more. So more numbers you can find out. So it depends on you how many rational numbers you have to find and with what number you want to multiply. But your answer is same. These numbers lie between these two numbers. Okay. So we can just pick any 5 numbers between minus 24, minus 15 and write down. So we'll conclude the answer. Therefore, 5 rational numbers between, now instead of minus 24 over 30, you can write down minus 4/5, because they all are equivalent. Minus 4/5 is equivalent to minus 8/10, and this is equal to minus 24 over 30. They all are equal. So I'll write here minus 4/5 and minus half are, we'll start from minus 23. So minus 23 over 30, we can pick any. So let's take next minus 21 over 30. We can take minus 20 over 30, minus 16 over 30, and we can take minus 18 over 30. So make sure that this number lies between these two. So these are the 5 rational numbers between minus 4/5 and minus half. I hope this question is clear. In case you have further doubt or a question, you can drop a comment. I'll try to make a video on it. Thank you so much for watching.